What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We are back for Insecure, episode 6, called Lowkey Done. Okay, so if you know, last week was a very good episode. We talked about it with two of my special guests, two friends, but this week we have a new special guest, a good friend of mine as well, Ronnie, who actually loves the show. We really watch Housewives together, but apparently we have this common interest in common too. So before I go any further, Ronnie.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Ronnie, or a lot of people refer to me as Kanubi. Let's lean in. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Insecure. I'm ready for it.
Exactly. So before I get into anything like Insecure, how have you felt about the whole series? Like, they're on season 4. They recently got renewed for season 5, so there's more coming after this. What's your overall thoughts from the beginning to now? Like, how the show has transitioned?
I think from the beginning to now, Issa has really progressed with the show in a significant way. Like in the beginning series, you saw a lot of things, like with her relationship with Lawrence, her relationship with Molly, and her triumphs that she went through. Season 2 was predominantly about her getting over Lawrence. Season 3, she went crazy over finance Nathan. And now season 4, I think we see more so of Issa stepping into her groove. Like, she getting her groove back. She finding herself. She's realizing that sometimes friendships have their hiccups, ups and downs, hence her and Molly. And, overall, I think the show is going in a beautiful direction. Only thing I would like is an hour. But,
Okay.
I mean, that's neither here nor there, child.
But this season, they said they're giving us additional episodes, like 2 episodes, I believe. So it's, like another hour added, because we only get 30 minutes. So I think this one has 10 episodes. Usually we only get 8.
Right.
So that's a
So
step.
it's going to be 12 episodes. Oh, so it's going to be 10 instead of 8.
Yeah, it's usually 8. But it should be 10 this time.
Just make them good. That's all I ask.
Right. Okay.
And I'm on board with it, child. Just make them good.
Okay. Listen, please, because some of them be a little. With this episode, okay, you said that Issa is getting her groove, like she's finding herself, she's doing all that. I agree. Like, that is like very, very key in this season. Relationships are key too. Like, all type of relationships have been shown in this whole season. But what's also very interesting about what you said is that in this episode, it was all about Issa. We literally saw like no other characters other than Kelly, who we love. But
Which is my favorite, my OG, my
we
OG.
got Kelly, so that was good. But give me your thoughts on the overallness of this episode, just this episode. Like, what you thought, coming from last week, which was a lot.
So, yeah, okay. So last week, that was a lot to take in. The success of the block party was phenomenal. Like, everything that she wanted to happen, it happened. With exception for the argument with Molly. But to pretty much touch bases on this episode right here, I felt like I think she's doing one of those things where friendships, well, both parties, if you're having an issue with each other, they're being kind of stubborn. Like, they're not really talking to each other, which is what Kelly told her. Like, y'all need to talk about it, because sometimes when friendships take these breaks and they are like, they go so long without talking, sometimes the shit you can't come back from.
Correct.
So I feel like she definitely needs to suck it up and stop being stubborn, and somebody needs to call somebody. She don't want to call Molly don't want to call her. Somebody needs to do something, because the friendship is clearly like breaking apart slowly but surely. And as grown adults, how do y'all expect to come back from this if both of y'all being two kids about the thing, about the whole situation?
Okay. No, I agree with all of that. In this episode, like, we didn't get to see anybody else, but it was so like, I feel like this show is very subtle. Like, they show us one thing, but the meaning behind it is so much deeper. And in this episode, which we'll get into it too, as I got a lot to say, I know you do too. But I agree. So starting out in this episode, obviously it's after the block party, and she's kind of like in this day thinking about how well the event went, but also how bad it went with her friend, Molly. And
Right.
so
Right.
she's looking through like I think online, looking at people like crave about it, about the event, just talk
Right.
basically the success of it, but also the
Right.
downfall
Right.
of it. It was just like a mix of everything. But she
Hmm.
calls Nathan, and Nathan, they back talking. And like, what's your thoughts? I know you think he
That
fine.
man there,
We both think
Jesus.
he
Woo.
is fine. Even though
Woo.
Daniel is still bad. I'm sorry, I can't cheat
Uh,
on Daniel like that. But Nathan is cute. He's fine. What's your thoughts on this new relationship because they are really building? They kind of, I don't know, like they just kind of just came right back into it after the way she did him last season. Like, what's your thoughts,
right.
or vice
I
versa?
think you know what. I think the beautiful thing about that relationship is, it's no secret that
Mm-hmm.
Nathan basically fucked over Issa.
Mm-hmm.
He told her some shit,
Mm-hmm.
got her in her feelings. They had sex on the Ferris wheel, which is something I dream to do
That's
one
very
day.
hot.
Like she basically got in her feelings about him,
Yeah.
and they pretty much spent the whole episode with her going crazy,
Yeah.
trying to figure out why the fuck this nigga not returning. Why he not
Mm-hmm.
returning my calls? He not returning my text messages. What's wrong? The beautiful thing about that is people make mistakes.
True.
Sometimes they can have the best intentions, but the worst deliveries. I
Mm-hmm.
really do think that Nathan genuinely fucked with Issa. I
Yes,
really do think that he genuinely liked Issa. It's just he played fuckboy
he
games.
did.
Like I send you a message, you reply 2 weeks later with
Mm-hmm.
one word. Like, bitch, you lucky I don't curse you out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the relationship is growing, has the potential to grow again. What I foresee is it's gonna be kind of like a challenge for Issa because it's no secret that she still love her some Lawrence. I mean, we all do. Lawrence is bae, but
Lisa. I call them Lisa. Lawrence and Issa. That's Lisa.
Lisa, right, right. So Lisa still has a potential to be something, but then at the same time, she know how she still feel about Nathan. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you something, bitch. Nathan said hello, like with that deep. He got me right there, bitch. When he said hello, bitch. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'm just, yeah. It's. I love their friendship. I
Yeah.
love that it's growing. I love that she gave him another chance. I
Yeah.
love that he looked out for her. But I foresee her walking into a challenge with her and Lawrence
Yeah.
and her and Nathan.
No, I like that they back talking. I wish they would have like it would have been a little more like gradual because she just went right back
Right.
to it. But it makes sense because there is like no
When the dick is good,
other
the dick is
love
good.
interest going on for her this season. So this
Right.
makes sense for it to be no other like nothing else is going on for her. So it just makes sense like for her to get back kind of with Nathan. Um,
Right.
and Nathan is cool. Like I like that he came through. He basically showed that he still got love for her. He came for the event. He helped her out with the getting the artist for connecting with
Vincent.
Asian Bay. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, like he still looks out for her. So I'm here for it. If she don't get back with Daniel, my bad. She can get back with Nathan. I wouldn't.
Child, that is a fuck boy. That is a fuck boy. Don't get me wrong. Daniel is fine as
Do you
all
think Daniel?
outdoors. I
Oh
would never
no.
take that from him. That is a muscle man. Daniel is fine. I think he's a very attractive ass man with all the muscles and shit. But Daniel just wanted to fuck. That's all that was.
Daniel, do you know? You remember that Daniel? She
Daniel
left
just wanted to
him.
fuck. Daniel wanted to fuck.
I don't
That's
like
it.
that.
If you get into season 3, Daniel just wanted to fuck. That's it.
Okay.
I
That's all
mean,
right.
it's no shade. I mean,
No.
I fuck him too. I mean, but you got to get
Okay,
you a little
okay,
piece.
okay.
Put all emotions to the side and get you a little piece.
I agree. Um, so okay, after that, it moves over. She, like I said, she's looking through these messages and everything. I thought it was kind of funny. How what's the reporter lady name? She was like, "This is what she say? This is some. It was a ghetto event. What she say? No, she said it was niggas in
She
the event. She
said
said
this.
something.
This is nigga news. I think she said nigga news or
I don't know
something
what she
like that.
said.
Oh my
That
god,
was
what
so
the
funny.
fuck?
Cause she's definitely that type of anchor that is for the other people. But yeah, but
Child,
love to come to the events to make that was her. So after that, it
baby,
looks
bitch, I just said
like
this nigga news. Child,
after that,
I can't.
so after the Issa, she doesn't really have. She calls Kelly, talks to Kelly. Kelly kind of tells her, "You should talk." I did like that. They do give
Is
us
that a week
Kelly,
then?
huh?
Is that
Right?
a
She
week
like what?
then? I think
She's
that's
like
a
what?
week then.
What this baby want, child? Oh, is it a weekend? That's so
Right.
funny.
Ain't
My
no
friend
milk
be
in them
having snacks
titties.
on her titties too, so I can relate to hearing and stuff like that before.
Hello.
um,
Child.
But
Don't get
Issa
me
is
started on
like
that show.
this next.
But go ahead.
Issa is trying to, mm, I don't want to say make herself useful, but she's trying to find a purpose, a reason to, I don't know, like, I feel like she's trying to find a reason to belong in somewhere. And she starts with the grocery store where she meets this girl
Right.
who's pregnant or having a baby, and she offers to pay her groceries or whatever, but she ain't got the money. Which I
I'm
was,
thinking she asking, can I skip y'all? When she kept saying, would you just please, can I just please? I'm struggling. I'm thinking, you know what, girl, if the
yeah,
lady want to skip because she pregnant, let her skip.
yeah.
I didn't know she was asking people to buy them fucking groceries.
She said she was scamming, child. I think she was. That's, you know what the thing about this. Okay, we keep going too, but everybody she was trying to help was scamming her ass. Okay, that's what was so funny to me,
Bitch.
and that's one moment we're gonna talk about that made me
Right.
die. You made me die. So after that happened, so she's obviously not she's not able to help the girl. She moves
Right.
into helping this older guy. Even though her
No,
little
actually
reflection is
got
telling her
declined.
no. Her reflection telling her
Right.
everything not to do, and she just doing everything against it. Child, she
Right.
didn't help the old man, the man, and what did she do? Like, I don't really get what his purpose was. I thought that scene was a little drawn out.
Child, he said, I don't hit a woman, but I will beat a bitch
He
if I
did.
gotta
He
defend
did.
myself. That took me the fuck
She
out.
was.
Like,
She should have left his ass at the
legitimately
gas
took me
station.
out.
He was
Right.
doing a lot. He was doing a whole lot. But what do you
Yeah,
think
the
about
fact
like
that,
her
and
trying
then
to?
when he got in the car, I feel, well, you know what? What I think about it is, I really think the whole episode, Issa spent a lot of time looking for validation,
Correct.
basically,
That's what I was looking
because
for
in the
earlier.
beginning of
Yeah.
the episode, what Molly basically told her was, you're a selfish ass person,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
that
she
was
was
just
finding a
like
way to
circling
not
in her head like
right.
crazy. Exactly. So I think she was using that to look for validation
Mm-hmm.
with like the circle of friends that she got with when she did the pain sip
Oh, I got a lot to say
and
about that.
her. Oh, I got a lot to say about it too. Her attempting to buy the girl groceries, but that
Yeah.
card said decline,
Exactly. I don't know where she thought she
and
got money
her
from her little event.
bringing old man Lester to wherever he gotta go. Like that was just. I really felt like she was looking to validate herself in the
Correct.
midst of all that.
Yeah.
So I
To
mean.
try to show that she
mm,
wasn't selfish, but everything was backfiring because it was kind of disingenuous. It wasn't. I'm not saying she didn't. She wasn't. It wasn't genuine, but she was forcing it. Things like that kind of have to happen, and it shouldn't take a situation of someone telling you selfish. I'm not saying I agree she's selfish, but to hear that, it's like she was trying to force it out. The point to be like, oh, I'm not really selfish. I'm actually, not. But that's that. I want to talk
right.
about those girls because this was my favorite scene. Like this is
Uh,
where, from the beginning, I was like, okay, like first I was like, these girls, they know damn well they didn't come to this paint and sip with no liquor. They did it on purpose, child. I mean, who goes to a paint and
exactly,
sip
bitch.
without the sip?
Let me just say, I love Kyla Pratt. I
I
love
do
Kyla
too.
Pratt.
When I saw
I
her,
love her, and to see her right, there, I'm like, oh shit, bitch, that's
I
Kyla.
did.
Of
I
course,
feel like
from
I
her
haven't seen her in
one-on-one
forever.
Penny Proud days. I
And
love me
that's who
some
I thought
Kyla.
of. Penny Proud. I was like, I mean, I know her in like, Tequila and the Bee, all that. But still, like, that's her role. And I was like, Kyla Pratt, still looking the same, getting older, but her face still so small. She's so cute.
Right,
I was happy to see her.
child.
I like the other
But
girls too.
child, they are very cute. The light skin is very cute. Child,
Yeah.
they had very much of a when a lady walked over and said, "What's going on?" It's like, back the fuck up. She not an artist. Thank you. Like,
They was
like
very
y'all
much.
get an attitude with this lady for
They
what?
was, but you know what? They were from Maryland. That's that. They were from Maryland. It was so funny. And
Child,
before
might be
before I let you
Baltimore.
take over, like that, it felt so LA to me because living here in LA, or living, I'm in Palm Springs, but living in LA, you get people that come in town from all these other places and you meet them, they're very friendly, and it's always the same kind of vibe. Like they all, like that whole scene I can relate to oh so well when people come here because LA is like obviously
Right.
a place to come visit. But let me know what you think about this scene, like these girls, Issa, how it plans out. Let me know what you think.
Child, let me say something. This scene is a whole key in itself. I think that was the highlight of this whole
It
episode.
was
First of all, Issa walked in there when it come back to the whole. Issa walked in there looking clearly for a group of friends to hang with. Bitch, who carries a big ass bottle of wine
right.
like that And when you go to a paint and sip, you're not gonna drink all that by yourself. So clearly, she walked in there with the intentions to get cool with
She was thirsty.
somebody.
She was
And
thirsty
my
for
thing is,
something.
girl, I mean, you walk up on a group of bitches that's at a wine and sip, a paint and sip. They don't have to sip. I mean, they don't have their sip. All they got is paint. And you walk up and say, "Hi, can I sit with y'all? I got this, that, and the third." Bitch, come on,
And it
like
looks like
hello.
you have made yourself a target for anything because you look like you are like a weak girl. Not weak, but you look like you somebody that can be taken advantage of.
Right. And when she did that, that's what prompted them to say, "Oh, girl, we going to this bar.
We gonna get her.
Bitch, you look like a weak target.
We gonna
Like you
get
look
her.
like a fucking weak target, bitch. Like we have a hit list, and we gonna take this hit
Exactly.
list out on you,
And
bitch."
now
Bitch,
I
that's
wasn't
fucked up,
thinking
though.
of this then. I really felt like not that we're gonna be like good friends, but I thought it was gonna be a good way for her to realize that she needed to move forward. You know what I'm saying? How to move with
Hmm.
Molly because in the conversation, I like when they was talking about what the things that the issues they had got past,
Hmm.
which kind of relates to her and having issues with Molly and trying to figure out how to get past it or how to deal with it. It was kind of, I feel
Right.
like with her, it was kind of giving her that more validation. Like, okay, like friends do go through this. Maybe I need to. I felt
Right.
like she was kind of the walls were coming down and she was getting close to wanting to, talk to Molly.
Right.
So
Right.
then after that, they drink the wine, they leave, and they talking. They go to the bar. Thoughts?
Child, they go to the damn bar. They in the, I mean, drunk cocktails later, drunk
Mm-hmm.
as fuck, eating their little food. Child, they in there just talking. Issa fucked up. Issa fucked. To me, in my opinion, when they asked Issa what is her career, what does she do? Of course, she wants them jobless. So she
Yeah.
made up. Basically, she took some shit from season one, two, and three, put it together, well, and four,
Mm-hmm.
put it together and said, I forgot what she
A
said, but
culture curator.
basically, when she said, "So you the plug," and Issa said, "Yes," again, you made yourself the target.
Mm-hmm. And you know what?
Because if
That's
you the
so
plug, then you got it to pay for all this.
you do you, and that's I mean that's it's just like that's so LA. Like when people are visiting, we're me and you are very
People do that,
people. Well, I mean we're people. Like we like people.
right?
So naturally we can gravitate to anybody. So if I'm out and somebody's visiting, I can connect with them because for one they're not from here. You can tell. You can tell those girls were not
Right.
from LA. Like they were. You can tell. Like I'm from Tennessee myself. I don't. You would think I'm from somewhere else too. But the vibe, like I got that vibe, like oh, like y'all visiting, like oh, what's up, blah blah blah. But like
Right.
you said, when she said what she did, that was already like okay, girl, like oh, they was like oh, we got her, and I still wasn't
Clearly.
thinking then. I was still have because I'm Team Molly, but I do like Issa. I still have moments where I'm like I empathize with Issa. But and I was in that moment, I was like, okay, she finna get her a little group of friends, da, 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 da. Something like that.
Hmm.
Child, she go to the bathroom, get the pissing. Old girl is not in the next stall. She go back to they have left the check on this girl. I
Child.
said, oh god, shit, Issa.
When I saw that, I said, "These low down, dirty bitches." Girl,
I
no, they did not
know,
do that to my
especially
girl.
the one that went in the bathroom. I knew she was a hood.
I thought that maybe because they was talking about a girl started asking East about where could she find different niggas at in California. Like she was like Pasadena, this, that, and the third. Just basically saying where she could find different people at. But when she stopped talking, I'm like, well, maybe she just that drunk, like she fell asleep on the toilet or
I thought
something
she fell
like that.
asleep.
Like I was trying to give it a benefit
I
of the
thought maybe
doubt.
she even
Maybe,
like did something else. I thought she was sad about something. I don't know. Like I thought she was just having a moment.
child,
Cause
Issa
we
was
hear no
under that
footsteps.
stall. Miss Mamas was gone. But she must have took them shoes off and hit it.
Hit it.
Miss Mamas was gone, honey,
Cause
gone.
Issa was
She
peeing though.
left. They
Issa,
left
think
Issa with
about it.
that
Issa was
bill.
peeing. Other girl wasn't peeing. Maybe that's why.
Right. Girl, child.
Um,
They probably was texting each other, go and take her to the bathroom, girl, make conversation so we
we
could
gonna
leave
go
this
on
bitch
out.
with
Y'all
the
go.
bill and get out of here.
That is correct.
Child,
That
no.
so the next part where it showed her like running out and she didn't ran behind him and hit over the head with the thing. I was
I knew that was
hollering.
one of her thoughts.
I was hoping
When
because that's
she
the
cut
thing. I
that
hate
corner,
that. Oh, I hate that. Like I be hoping that
I
Issa.
knew that was in her thoughts.
I knew it was too, but I wanted to hear because I be tired of Issa getting run over. Like like I said, we know who team on, but I hate and I'm tired of Issa getting run over by regular people. I think I'm sure that's
Right.
within her character, but I feel like I wish this show would once give us a moment where she's not the underdog or the person that's getting taken advantage of. It's always that.
You never know. We getting 2 extra episodes this season. You
We
never
are,
know.
but even
I
last
mean,
week, like Molly punked her. Like I mean, that
yeah,
was
like
that Molly punked her real good. I was just like,
bitch,
I love
Molly would
Molly,
have
but
got
girl,
2 piece
I
so
wanted Issa to be
fast.
like, bitch, like like give me some, girl.
Right, like bitch, do not try me like that whole like girl. Oh, I just said something like, okay, I don't think I could ever like, okay, to flashback on that situation. I personally could never fight my best friends, like,
No,
because
that's true.
I
I
get
agree.
that we have our issues, we have our differences,
That's true.
but it should never get to a point where we putting our hands on each other.
I agree.
But what Molly did, you deserve that ass tap.
Yeah,
Like you did that at her events where she's handling business
yeah,
and something it took her months to create. You came at her sideways at her event. Like there
yeah.
wasn't. There's a time and a place for everything. That was not the time and the place at all.
Molly's
You
not
could
a
have handled
time and
that
place
shit
type
later on.
person. She just kind of goes,
Clearly,
and that's
clearly,
I. I don't want to say I can relate
she's
to
not a
her.
stable person either.
Uh, I don't want to say I can relate to her,
Hello.
but she's the type of person that I see a little of myself in. It's kind of like I'm not really one to wait for certain not something like that. Sure, I'm not gonna make anyone look bad. I'm not gonna embarrass anybody. But if it's something really tough on
Right,
my heart, I'm gonna try to get it out. But where I think that's all where she also lacks is that obviously. Clearly, she doesn't put that into her relationships because she didn't talk. She didn't talk to Issa. You know, if she gonna be so right in the moment, she should have been so right in the moment
right.
with Issa at the grocery store or anytime. Like clearly they both, especially her. Like Issa, she's less of like I ain't gonna do it right now. But Molly, this is 2 times this season where
Issa is
she,
more passive,
yeah, very passive.
and Molly is more
Hers is in the
assertive.
shade.
Yeah.
It's very
Mm-hmm.
underlying and it's very like I said passive aggressive. But I think Molly has some passive aggressive ways too. I mean they both do. But yeah,
She does, but
yeah,
Molly, I feel like Molly will speak up. Like I'm definitely Team Kelly. Like fuck you say Molly, but I
right,
mean, I feel like Molly will call something out before Issa would. I feel
yeah,
like Issa would think about it,
mm-hmm.
and she would get in the mirror and start talking to herself
Yeah,
about it. But she's not gonna voice that. Like she's not gonna voice her opinion unless I
mm-hmm.
think she's backed into a wall, and
Yeah.
she has no choice but to say it then.
That's true. That's
Child,
true.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's just a little bit too much for me. Look, bitch, I'm about to call. Look, as friends, we gonna do what we do, bitch. I'm about to call you. Bring over this bottle of Hennessy, hypnotic. If you want to go for what you know, bitch, let's do it. Let's get over this. I can't do all that back and forth shit. Like I don't have the energy to do that.
That's
So,
true.
and it's when you think about it, it's draining.
Yeah.
If you really get into this episode, it really drained the shit out of Issa because
Oh
she's sitting up
yes.
here wondering, have I lost my friend? Have I, do I still have this friendship going on with her? Like
She's a
I'm not
heady
understanding in
person.
this moment.
She's
And when
she's
you
very much
get
so in her
in your
head.
head,
That's why she listens to
ooh,
herself. That's why I think that's like the how that's why the mirror conversations are so important because like she's in her head. You know that's how she
right.
gets
And I
reassurance,
know,
and that's she's a person like that. You know, Molly is not
right.
really like that. She they're different type of people in that way, and that's I think
She
that's
thinks with our cat first.
her cat and just whatever she thinking. It's just but you know it comes out. But with
She
Issa,
thinks with our hormones and not our head, clearly.
well, now I love Molly's love story. Now I think she has. I enjoy watching her now when she's not arguing with Issa because I do like her Asian Bay. I hope it work out. But we don't see. I don't
If
know.
she don't fuck it up like she do
All right,
everything
Issa, is
else.
that
But
you? Is that you, Issa?
child, no, it's no East over here, honey. It's all Kelly. It's all Kelly all the
So you
time.
got weekdays in your titties.
Okay, hello. It's, clearly, they right there.
So then after that, so she goes to her mom, which we get to see our homegirl again from the game. I can't think of her name. What was her
Love
name?
her, love her.
What was her
That's
name?
Tasha Mack, baby. I
Tasha
don't care
Mack.
what she
Tasha Mack.
playing. She
Yes.
will always be Tasha Mack.
I
Always
know.
be
And looking
Tasha
at her,
Mack.
all I see is Tasha Mack, and I see what's his name, Rick Fox. That's all I see.
Rick Fox.
Rick Fox. So that's her mom, obviously, that we found out on the Thanksgiving episode, and she goes to her mom, and she just breaks down and cry because she just I mean, she goes to her and her, the conversation with her mom, I think is very important because her mom is giving her,
Absolutely.
telling her like, the event was, she's proud of her, she's happy for her, giving her everything that she ain't been getting from
Right.
even the girls at even the girls that scammed her ass. They were giving her that reassurance, making her feel like, she's been doing great because nobody really has been like on her. Not nobody really has been like the people that she's wanted that from. Nobody's giving it to her. Molly,
Hmm.
even
Right.
Condola, Lawrence wasn't there. So I mean, other than like the people she
Condoleezza. Yeah.
wanted from,
Colgate, child. I'm so over her,
child,
but
right?
keep on.
Don't know what consequence he is.
Miss
um,
Colgate, girl. I'm over her, child. Whatever.
I've been over her. I didn't care for her from the beginning. I said to tell people, they was like, "Oh, she sounded good friends with Issa." Girl, please. Um,
Bye. Bye.
so
Bye.
her conversation with
Bye.
her mom, thoughts like, what do you think about how her mom came in and was talking to her, and their conversation just basically talking about everything, the event, the money, the friendships. Like, how do you think it was the ending of the episode? So it was like the last stop that where she
Hmm.
finally got what not necessarily what she wanted, but what she needed. Like for someone close to her to give her that validation in a different way, not
Right.
by her helping them, but someone helping
Right.
her.
First of all, I think that that conversation that she had with her mama is extremely important
Mm-hmm.
because who knows you better than your own mama or your
Mm-hmm.
own daddy? So even when she was asking Issa about gumbo, which bitch, as a bitch from New Orleans, I would have loved to see that gumbo.
Mm-hmm.
But even when she asked, "Do you want some gumbo? How are you? How was the event?" Issa was very much one word about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Her mama looked at her and just said, "Come here, baby. Like, I know something is wrong. I know my child. So come here." That's all, to be honest, sometimes as kids, that's all we want from our parents. It's
Yeah.
just a hug,
Mm-hmm.
like a hug and a kiss. And like maybe that validation that she had been seeking throughout the whole episode, her
Mm-hmm.
mama just basically confirmed that for her.
Correct.
Like, you're doing amazing. I didn't see myself having two kids. I didn't want, and I love that she said that. I didn't want y'all asses. I made two mistakes.
I almost said the same thing
I
every
didn't want
time.
y'all. Right. But when y'all got here, y'all became the biggest blessing of my life.
Yeah.
And I had to take what was given to me and just make something positive happen out of all that. She's a wonderful mom. And I think that's the same advice she was giving Issa. Like, you have to deal with the cards that you are given and
Mm-hmm.
just make the best of it. It
Yeah.
won't always be perfect.
Yeah.
It won't always be rainbows and smiles, peaches and creams. You're gonna have your hiccups in the road. You're gonna have your faults. You're gonna have your weaknesses, but you just gotta take that and flip it and just make that into some like a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Christian, be Christian about it. Turn a negative into a positive. Take an
For sure.
idea, make money off it. Like you just gotta. That's basically what I think she was telling Issa, and she needed that. And when she got that, I think she felt so
So
much
much better.
better.
It was like a whole weight just came off her shoulders. She was just like she could breathe finally. She could
Right,
and then she sees Molly. She saw Molly. Was that Molly? Was it not Molly?
child.
I had to
That
okay
was Molly.
because I went
Yes, in
back
the
and I was like,
restaurant.
I think that's
Yes,
Molly. I know
that was her.
that's Molly's hair, child. That's the hello. She
That's
loves a little
her.
bob, and it wasn't the straight bob. It was the
Hmm.
crinkly one.
It was a little crinkly one. She had
Uh
her
huh.
straw curls in.
And she wanted to talk to her, but
Child.
she did. Why do you think she didn't talk to her?
That to me is just, I don't even know why she personally did not talk to her. I don't, at that point, they just reached a point of being childish now. Like, clearly you want to go into, which you remember the Ethiopian restaurant from season one, episode one, that they went to celebrate Issa's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you want to go in and get something to eat, just get something to eat. What's wrong with like just saying like, "Hey, bitch, I think we should talk."
Yeah.
Like, y'all should have to. It should never get to a point where you see her and just completely just turn your back. Like, that means clearly she has the power over you.
Yeah.
She has your energy, and probably vice versa. Just that
Do
Molly
you think
didn't
she?
see
Do you
Issa.
think Molly would have saw her? If she would have saw her, she would have spoke to her.
No,
Hmm.
no, I don't. Personally, I don't. Just the same thing Issa did to Molly. I think Molly definitely would have done it to Issa.
Hmm.
I know.
With that, so was hoping she would have talked to her. We all, I think we all wanted that, but she didn't. I don't know. Like I feel like because of how the blow up was last week, it really was Molly that came over and kind of like tripped out, flipped out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really Issa. Whatever. I mean, of course, she didn't like what she did, and there are people that are going against what Issa did about going behind
Right.
her back or whatever they said it may have been. But I think that this is honestly Molly's time to come forth and be like, I messed up, let's talk, because she was the one that really blew it out.
Absolutely.
They
You were
should have been
wrong.
talked, but she was wrong. And so I agree, like Issa, like I understand, like who wants to be the person that has to keep on extending olive branches like
Right.
Nene.
Like for real.
Who wants
Like
that?
I'm
You don't
tired of
want to
doing
keep being
that.
that person. So I completely side with Issa on that, and I think Molly should be the one. Not she don't have to. She don't have to admit. She can admit to being wrong to confronting it, and then she can obviously speak her piece about why she felt that
Hmm.
way. Because I think she has some valid reasons to feel that way. Some, not all, but I don't know. I wish they would have spoke, but they didn't. And then after that, the episode ends. That was it. And so, like, I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was. It wasn't anything
I
that
think
was
it's
just
one of
like,
the boring ones.
yeah, it was one. That was
I
another
think
one that
each
happened up here too. That was like,
season we're guaranteed a boring episode,
okay,
honestly.
it was boring in the sense of, oh, it wasn't good. I don't know, like it wasn't a lot that was going on,
Right.
but it was. If you watch shows like I watch shows, and you and I, and you talk about these shows, like it drew more conversation. Like people can give a lot of interpretation from the episode because there was a
Right.
lot of things that I feel like they were saying with these messages they were
Right.
sending, and
Hmm.
yeah, I like it. I thought it was good. Like, what's your overall thoughts, and what's your predictions moving
I
forward? Let's talk about that. Both actually.
My personal predictions in moving. Okay, so what I thought about the episode itself was it was boring,
Mm-hmm.
but it was informative because it just shows you. It shines light. Excuse me. It shines light on how a lot of friendships are
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. You know, no one wants to be the bigger person. No one wants to take that step and say, "I'm sorry, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked up."
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to do that. Everybody just wants to like just be a rebel about it and say, I'm not going to talk to her first.
Mm-hmm.
She should come to me. And before you know it, the whole friendship is completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even though Kelly only had about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 lines in a whole episode, what she said make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
When Tiff and I were going through what we were going through, we talked about it. If we had not talked about it, there would have been no coming back for our friendship.
We ain't even here, but the thing is, we didn't even see that conversation. I was wanting that to be.
Exactly.
I thought that was her introduction to being more, showing her story more, because that was the first time we really got
Right.
to see her have like a real issue, and it was a big one. I thought it was
Hmm.
a, it was a,
Right.
it was like the baby version of Issa versus Molly. They were having, because
Right.
they're Lisa, Tiffany and Kelly. They are their friendship, and then you have Issa and Molly, and then collectively
He's
they're
a
together,
Molly.
right? So I wanted
Right.
to see that, but I agree. Like what she said was, I think it's very self-explanatory that they should have been taught, and that's really all it is. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing really more that can be said other than they should have taught. They need to talk.
Right. I
Communication's
have high
off.
hopes for their friendship. I think if you ask me, I think they can be kind of bad for each other, but I think they do more good for each other
Mm-hmm.
because they hold each other accountable for the bullshit that they do, like Molly with men, Issa with life choices altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So I really have high hopes for their friendship, and I hope that they can get past this and move on. Um, I think personally, knowing myself and knowing my character in the show, which is Kelly, I really think Kelly's gonna be the one to say, "Bitch, look, get it together," because this right here is just not what's up. Like we're friends. It's not supposed to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping and praying that they can get it together, but I don't think they're gonna get it together within the next 2 episodes because of course you gotta have something to keep it moving.
We're on
Like you
episode
gotta have something to keep the
6, and
season
we got
rolling.
4 more
6, you got
episodes.
four
Yeah.
more. So
Do
yeah, I
you think
think
that they're
the
gonna get
next
back
one.
friends before the season's over, or do you think it's gonna end with them being where they are now?
I think something is gonna happen. I think they're gonna, and this is my opinion. I think they're gonna attempt to get back together, but something is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's just gonna be like, fuck it, I can't do it no more.
Do you want? Okay, so if they don't go back to being friends, would you think? Do you think that should be the end of Molly on the show, or do you think that Molly, do you want to see them still being filmed, but they're two separate lives now? Because
I
honestly, that's
definitely don't
kind of
think
what's
it should be
happening
the
this
end of
season. They're not
Molly.
really filming together. Like they're really
Right.
living two separate things. So do you think it'll be interesting? You think that they should just probably write Molly off?
I think they should definitely keep Molly because one of the things I love most about Insecure is every character on there is relatable.
Yeah.
Molly being one of
Oh
those
yes.
characters. Like I know so many people
Just
that
like
has
Molly's.
a sex life or a relationship or a everyday life or relationship life just like Molly.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. But I definitely think they should. I mean, it's no shade. I definitely think that it should keep her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't write her out. I think she could do the show
Yeah.
really, really good. Like some really amazing things. So definitely keep her.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about Lawrence? And you know, we don't care for Condola. Do you think she's out? Do you think like we
Out,
haven't seen Lawrence since 2 episodes ago, and
out,
Condola came in just last week after being gone for 2 episodes. So, what you think? Not between
out.
forget them two. We don't them two. Man, they done. What do you
Right.
think about Issa and these two people because they're technically in her storyline?
Issa and we talk about Issa and Lawrence and Issa and Nathan.
Yep. No, Issa and Condola.
Oh,
Issa and Lawrence and Issa and
child, that
Condola.
relationship was done.
Mm-hmm.
Basically once Issa said thank you, that was
You
it.
think it was
And
over?
Condola said you're welcome.
Well, you know
That
she
was a
and you're
wrap.
right. She
It
had
was
her
over with.
event, so the event was successful. She helped out,
I
and
think as a businesswoman, Condola fulfilled her obligations and did everything she had to do
okay,
for
true.
Issa.
And
The friendship was not to come with that.
mm-hmm.
Great that y'all formed a friendship
Yeah,
over this whole thing. But I feel like as a businesswoman, she did what she had to do. She
yeah,
fulfilled her obligations to her and the block party. Cool, it's a done deal. Like I said, she's not obligated to give her a friendship. So I'm like,
yeah.
what's the purpose for Colgate any more passes? Like, bitch,
Okay.
you're gone.
um, and that's pretty much. I think that wraps all of episode 6. Like I said, it was very informative, very subtle. And I hope that next week it picks. I didn't watch the preview for next week, but I mean, moving
Yeah,
out,
I
like
don't think I did
I'm
either.
about to watch and see what it's gonna be about because I need to see more Molly and other stuff. Like Issa cool, but I don't want to see another episode. Like girl, we need. It's not.
I don't want to see Molly like that,
Yeah, I would to see a mix.
bitch.
Don't do Molly, okay? Molly,
Child,
she's work.
don't
She
do
is in a new
Issa.
relationship.
Child, yeah, one that she didn't fuck up.
Uh oh,
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm lying. She did, but
Issa.
she was
Issa's
able to
that
get it back,
you?
I guess.
That's you, Issa.
Molly, is that you? Is that you,
No.
Molly Carter?
I'm what's her name? I'm Tiffany. I'm in my own relationship. I ain't gotta do all that.
Fake ass bitch.
She is
Fake
saying.
ass bitch. Fake ass bitch. Fake ass bitch. You can have it. You can
Well.
have that. Mm-mm.
Well, Ronnie, I want to thank you for leaning in. We both about to lean
Oh,
out.
you are more than welcome, honey.
Exactly. Lean in, lean out. This is
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
And then we have other episodes coming up. Of course, I don't know. I'm gonna have obviously different guests every week because I want to hear different perspectives. So
All right.
I don't know. Maybe you'll be back.
Oh,
If
you know where
you
I'm
would
at.
be
I'm
willing
not
to come back, that's the thing. So, and we'll
Is
go
the
from
elephant heavy?
there. Sometimes if it's on the little
Oh,
metal.
hello. Mm-mm. Elephants come out heavy, baby. Just call me back. I'll be more than happy to drop on by. I have no issue with that.
Yay. Yes. You can find Ronnie on Instagram at Kanubi YYY_, which is actually shown on the screen. I ain't even got to tell
Three
you. So,
wide.
without that, I want
Three
to thank y'all for
wide.
leading in. Like I said, we're going to lean out. And we'll see y'all next week for episode 7. Let's hope, something happens between Molly and Issa, child, because I'm getting tired of this back and forth. I don't know about y'all, but until
Y'all,
then, we'll see y'all
hopefully.
later. Bye.